Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Boy, it is cold, it's windy, and I'm in shorts. But I do have a nice 2 hoodies on, a real light one and a heavier one. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. So I'm testing some stuff out here. Does gel coat affect the buoyancy of a lure? We know people are always trying to put suspend strips. What if you combined them? What if you just added more gel coat and no suspend strips? That's what we're gonna look at today with a couple of bombers, different types of bombers that I'm using. I've got a floating bomber that I'm gonna get to slow sink, even suspend a bit. And then I got some jointed ones that we're gonna look at. And pretty much what I did is added some suspend strips and then put some gel coat, depending on the number of coats you put on there. So we're gonna look at different types. I always get my stuff from Barlow's in the DFW area. And that's what I'm experimenting with today. If I catch some fish, that's great. But a lot of this, I make for me so I can learn from them. So I have a ton of footage where I record just the lures, me testing them, and they never really get to a video. So I thought, well, maybe this time they can see that I'm testing how gel coat can affect lures. Anyway, all right, let's go check it out. All right, guys, take a peek at these floating Excalibur minnows. I know these are collectibles, but I got some suspend strips, and look in the middle there, I put a little bit of flash. So I've been testing these, and I've been, look at that thing, is epic. It's a floater, but look, I've got it. So I had to clean it up a little bit, and I put a coat of gel coat on there. Even with just the 2 Gamakatsu 2X strong hooks, it's cold. As cold as it is, it sinks really slow. Man, that wind, whew. But I don't mind if it sinks. I know it says a floater, but I switch it up. I want it to suspend or sink, because I love the body style of this and I want them to run deeper. But that little flash right there, so far it's been working. I've been catching fish on it. So haven't done a lot of on-camera footage with it, trying to keep it a little sneaky, but this thing works really well. Excalibur bomber, all put out by Pradco. I do have some actual legit suspending ones, but this guy, he'll slowly sink down there, and then I can just give it a crank, twitch, twitch, crank, 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 twitch, twitch. I'm doing this on the spinning setup. I can do jerk baits on both spinning and bait caster, and a lot of people are like, what, you can't? Trust me, I catch fish on both. Any of that, you have to do this. I never buy into any of that. So this looks good. So I got these balanced out really nice. Did the same thing with some jointed ones. I can get them down there really deep now. I've got the clear coat or the gel coat on there, and these 2X gummies. And those things look killer down there. And I can find these on eBay for next to nothing. You know what I mean? And I just clean them up a little bit, swap the hooks out, make the changes I want. Look at that thing. This one's chartreuse back with a little bit of flash orange on it. And that blade, that little willow in the middle, I'm a 2-hook jerkbait kind of guy anyway. Man, that thing looks good, and that orange down there. So with this, the only modifications I didn't paint anything on it, but I did put the clear coat over it and clear coat over the suspend strips. Doesn't hurt the action, as you could see. We're gonna run these grass lines here. Some really big bass in here I've caught over the years. Some really big crappie too. But there's like a weird, I don't want to call it a cold front, but a massive line of thunderstorms are inbound. Yep, this is gonna be perfect right there. I'm twitching it on the high end, but whew. You let that sucker sink down there. It's just a slow sink, and it's gonna work out really well on a slack line. And then just twitch, twitch, crank, twitch, twitch, crank. This little game warden patrolman dude, he thinks I'm nuts because I'm out here. I mean, we're in the dead of winter and I've got shorts on. But I do have 2 hoodies and like a Berkeley long sleeve shirt on. Heck yeah, this thing's gonna work great. Twitch, 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 twitch. Look at that slow sink. God, that thing's gonna be deadly, guys. Right there, check it out. Floating? No, no longer floating. Sometimes I'll put the willows on the back end. Ooh, something just jumped right there. That may be the crappie. Crappie have been popping out here. I gotta get the lipless going. Ooh, I bombed it right on him. There's some big carp and gar in here too. All right, guys, here's one of the jointed ones. Did put 2 coats of clear coat on there. There's like a cool, I don't know if you could see it, a sparkle pattern on the back. It's got a light gut and it's got like a chartreuse trout pattern on it. It's got like a red head. So let's see if this guy sinks. No, check it out. Let me get it cranked down to depth and then we'll take a look at it. That's interesting. He's got that flash. Yeah, he comes up, he floats. Okay, so this one worked out well. This one does have the 2X gummies on it, but it's staying nice and buoyant. This is closer to its true running style, just a couple feet under the surface. So you can bring it over grass, which I'm going to do right now. And this one, you can twitch it, even though you crank, 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 crank. You can put some twitches in it, some pops. Oh yeah, this one feels good down there. Look at the flash on that. All right, this one's gonna work. Ooh. See, people sell these and they get rid of them. This one I just got a little a dude wipe and cleaned it up, swapped the hooks out, added coats of clear coat on there. You can just run this right above the grass line. And the slow rise. Yeah. Okay guys, these are bomber jointed, the long A's. Now look at this one. Same type of deal, but this one's got like purple on the back, lavender, hot pink on the bottom. It's got that inner flash chamber like the other one. And it's got this chartreuse bass polka dots. So this one's got the same Gamakatsu 2X short shank, and this one's got more gel coat than the other one does. And let's see what this one does. Check it out, it sinks. Pardon the wind there. It's really slow sinking. It's got the flash. Does really slow sinking. No suspend strips, nothing on it. Just the gel coat. See how the gel coat affects it? Now it wants to sink tail down, but it eventually it levels out. Man, that thing's pretty cool right there. It's got that cool color for dark, like a dark day today. Look at that, cast a country mile in the wind. That's why I love bombers. So I'm gonna just let it sink on a slack line to get it down, like it's just dying. And then I'll start my crank and get this one you don't really need to twitch too much because it's a jointed body, but you can. I've caught him doing that. So if you're wondering about how gel coat can affect, people want to suspend lures, gel coat's a good way to do it. I get mine from Barlow's Tackle. It's right down the road from me here in the DFW area. Alright, so there's a kind of like a little tip for you with another way you can get them to suspend the Gamakatsu 2X short shanks. 2X meaning they're heavier and it's got that wide gap on them, and then combo with that with the coats of gel coat on there. Get it to suspend, or you can get it to sink. Yeah, this is fun testing these. I'm still with this jointed one. I've had a couple of bluegill follow. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me today while I was testing these. Just, you never really get to see me with a video where I'm just flat out testing and not always necessarily catching fish. And this one's such an interesting topic with the gel coat and suspend strips. This one doesn't have the suspend strips on it, but I did put the extra gel coat. So these I got off of eBay. I don't know what the deal is with the color pattern, but to me, fish are gonna hit what they're gonna hit, you know. Especially this time of the year when they're hungry, they're looking for food, anything like that, with especially with that flash in the middle of the body there that's on this jointed long A. But I'm satisfied with all the testing I was doing. Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick recap on the testing that I did with the gel coat. So, this one is a floating Excalibur minnow. But I modified it with Suspend strips, and I put the gel coat or clear coat on there to get this to suspend. That was what I was shooting for. Taking this off and taking the center treble out, putting this little flash in here. I have a lot of luck with this little bit of flash in here. I really like the 2 sets of treble jerkbaits. But anyway, this one turned out to be that it did sink if I just let it sit. But when it would start to sink, if I gave it a little pop, then it would tend to suspend a little pop. So I'm happy with how it turned out. So if you're tinkering with stuff, sometimes if you add the clear coat or gel coat on there, it can affect the buoyancy, and you may be able to get it to suspend like you want. Now these are heavy, the 2X Gamakatsus short shanks. Now if I switched it, you know, put on like some regular Fusion 19s or something, then for sure it would suspend. So you can always play with the hooks, but I'm happy with how it turned out with the gel coat. Now I didn't catch anything, but sometimes that happens when I'm testing. You guys don't always see when I'm testing lures, you know, what's happening there with the footage. I record the footage mainly for me so I can go back and look at it. Same thing with these. I think I called this bass, polka dot bass pattern. It's like a trout pattern. But this one and this one with the gel coats. So the one that sank, I'm pretty sure it was this one, had a little bit more coating on it. I think because this one, when these came in, all of these were just in bad shape. I had to clean them, kind of scrub on them a little bit, and then to bring it back to life. And then I put the gel coat on there. And it worked out pretty well, because these are intended to only get down a couple of feet. You guys know how the jointed long A is. And this one does that. It'll come up really slow, a slow rise, but it gets down there pretty good. So I was happy with that. I'm always tinkering and testing. So for years and years, I was pretty much a pike fisherman. Always, that was my main focus. And so probably since 2017, I guess about 8-9 years, I really focused on bass. I would always catch bass, but the focus was always on northern pike and walleye. And so now that I've moved over pretty much to bass, I don't want to say full-time, there's so much tinkering and things I'm curious about that I want to work with and figure out. So that's just some of it, and I do it on film. That way I can go back and watch it. I save them. But I just took you out today to show you kind of how I do things. I make a lot of mistakes out there. Sometimes I do some really cool things. And, you know, it just depends on how things are going. But sometimes I'll put this on the back end, and you think, oh, they're going to come up and just nip at it. They don't. When they hit it, they hit it. I don't ever have a problem with that. And so now I can get this down deeper, and when I'm fishing into some of the places up north, the rivers and streams, mostly the rivers, that current, you know, and this will get down there, and it won't have that constant lift. It'll get down there, it can bang around, and if it does come up, I can get it right back down there. Anyway, alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me for this video. And I don't know if I'll put more up like this, or I'm just doing testing because everyone wants to see you catch fish. But I'm that way. I love watching videos like Just a Few Acres, where Pete's putting together a tractor, an old farmall, and it's a long drawn out video, or I'm seeing somebody doing their own tinkering with lures, painting, tying. I love just a regular video, 20-30 minutes long, of just stuff. I love watching that. So some people may like to watch this and how this turned out, but you can find these. I mean, this was like, these are super cheap on eBay, and I just cleaned it up, worked with the buoyancy on it, And now this will get down in there where I want it to go. And, you know, the color, I mean, it's fine. They can see it down there. Anyway, it's kind of like a sour grape with a flare pink. Oh, well. All right. On to other things. So, I will see you guys in the next video. I think I got a story coming up for you here pretty soon. Another one. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. Till next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.